Opopco Studios in Oklahoma City. You're watching OSU Pregame with Brandon Chatmon. I'm Jenni Carlson. Our OSU Pregame is brought to you by Eskridge Lexus. They've got to make room for their 2011s, and they're offering their lowest prices of the year. Be sure to stop in and see them today. Brandon, Oklahoma State preparing to go to Texas, and this Texas offense, just completely shocking that they don't have playmakers like they normally do, like a normal Texas team does. How is Oklahoma State's defense going to fare against this offensive unit? Well,
obviously the OSU defense is probably pretty excited. They probably feel like they can go down there and have some success. If you've looked at what they've been able to do this season, I mean, they're averaging, I think, 2.7 turnovers per game, and there's no reason to think they couldn't get that many down in Texas because they're not taking really good care of the football right now. So I'm sure the OSU defense is licking their chops.
That Nebraska game, while obviously a horrendous defensive day, 33 missed tackles, it's looking more and more like that's the exception. Oklahoma State's defense looks like they're going to give up yards, but they've really showed some signs of improvement and betterment as they've gone on from that Nebraska game. Is there any reason to think they could revert back at Texas this week?
No, I don't think so. I think in large part the Nebraska game, like you said, a lot of missed tackles, a lot of sloppy play, but some of their youth showed in that game as well. There were guys in bad position, using bad technique, just allowing some plays to happen that shouldn't have happened. And the thing that I've noticed the past two games against Kansas State and then obviously against Baylor, it's clear that those young guys learned from those mistakes and improved from those mistakes. So I don't expect them to revert back, especially against this Texas team. I mean, who's going to make plays for the Longhorns?
Yeah. What you talk about those young guys for this Oklahoma State defense, which obviously they lose a huge group of seniors from last year's defense, so they had to replace a bunch of guys. Who has impressed you most? Are there some guys that's sort of at the top of the list for guys that have been most impressive this season?
Obviously, the one guy, as far as a young guy, is Sean Lewis. He got into the starting lineup against K-State, was second leading tackler, and then against Baylor, he had 4 tackles and a forced fumble. I mean, the guy's all over the field, constantly making plays, and he's a guy that the Cowboy coaching staff is really excited about. You also look at Devin Hedgepeth at the corner. He's been consistent this year. Yeah, he's made some young mistakes. Yeah, he's made some mental mistakes, but he seems to learn from them. He seems to be more physical than most freshmen are. So those two guys really stick out on the defensive side of the ball as far as just true freshmen.
They're also getting some good solid play from those veteran guys that they expected. Markel Martin, Ori Lemon. Those guys have just been strong and solid all year long.
Exactly. Markel Martin and Ori Lemon have been exactly what we expected them to be. Ori's leading the team in tackling, and Markel Martin, normally if you look up and there's a good play on defense, it's normally Markel Martin or Ori Lemon. We just know those two guys are so consistent, and they're consistently going to make plays. Another guy I'd say is Hugo Chinasa. He's been a good leader. He's been able to make some plays defensively quietly for the Cowboys.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman. Remember, our OSU pregame is brought to you by Eskridge Lexus. Stop in and see them today.